at Excellent.com or Amazon.
You're watching Your View.
Thank you for joining us. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends. What's happening on a Tuesday afternoon? It's Kaplan and Crew on the radio, on YouTube, on TV, on every audio podcast platform known to man, along with Grande and the Brown Man. We are welcoming you back inside the 7 Mile Casino Studios. Look, for those of you who've just gotten here, let's say you're a 1090 listener and you just got in your car and you're just turning us on, or if you're a YouTube viewer and you're late to the party today and you're just jumping in, or maybe tonight you're watching on Channel 4, San Diego, Santa Barbara, Channel 118, Orange County, and Palos Verdes. You're jumping in on a great conversation. Browner brought to the table today that he couldn't believe that Pro Football Focus, which I don't know if you know this site or not, isn't this owned by Chris Collinsworth?
Yeah.
Doesn't he? Yeah. So that's why every time you see Sunday Night Football and Chris Collinsworth is touting somebody and all the Pro Football Focus numbers, it's because that's his company.
When they do the starting lineup on Sunday Night Football, they have the PFF number that this person is rated at their position with their name. Yeah, at their face. It's the low part of the lower third.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen, I applaud Chris Collinsworth for having that entrepreneurial spirit and this other business that he's created. And I also applaud NBC for supporting their guy, because clearly what he has built can be an addition. It's a value add for them. So anyway, here's what we were talking about.
I feel like what's that radio? Who the radio people you work for on the sideline?
Westwood One.
I feel like it's time for Westwood One to do a sided question of the game, man.
That's actually not a bad idea at all. Is Westwood One should do like the beginning of an NFL game. They're like, Kevin Harlan could say to everybody, hey, here with Kurt Warner, and Kurt, what's our sided question of the game? And then Kurt says something like, well, Kevin, our question tonight is, which quarterback will have more passing yards? Is it going to be Matthew Stafford or Tom Brady?
How bomb would that be, dude?
That would be so bomb.
That'd be so bomb.
That'd be bomb AF. Is what that would be.
I gotta get my stock straightened out on this company before it take off.
Are you going back to sidelines this year? Have you had those discussions yet?
I have not really had those discussions yet with my man Howie Deneroff over at Westwood One. I don't know. Here's the thing about radio is radio last year didn't use sideline reporters. TV reporters were like up in the stands. TV loves this whole thing. Like, let's put some young, good-looking people on TV, and they can ask a question here and there, and nobody really knows the difference, right? Radio, though, you're like an analyst on the field. And once radio realized that they could survive without the analyst on the field, and they don't have to spend the money on the salary and the flight and the hotel and the meals and whatever it is, costs them $3,000, $4,000 a game. I mean, it's not a high-paying job. I'm not saying that that's all coming to the reporter. I'm saying the travel and everything else. But once they realize they don't have to do that, they multiply it. Okay, let's say it averages $5,000 a week times 18 weeks. That's $100,000. Oh, we can eliminate that $100,000. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's if you listen, you're the salesman here.
Yeah.
But if I'm you, I'm saying like, yeah, you survived, but don't you feel like the product was better with? If you can have a better product, you want to always have the better product. It's not about survival anymore.
I agree. And the other thing is that I haven't really talked yet to ESPN, because ESPN does NFL football games on Sundays. So they do a bunch of NFL broadcasts on radio as well. So I haven't really talked to ESPN about it. I would like to go back to Westwood One, frankly, because it's been so many years that I've been at Westwood One. I want to keep that going. I love working with Kevin Harlan and with Kurt Warner. I mean, I love that crew. I love Tony Baselli when I work with Tony. Kevin Radke, who's their new voice of Monday Night Football. I love working with Kevin. So,
and again, you can work that sided question of the game in there, bro. That's where the money at.
I guarantee you, if Scott's on the sidelines, the sided is something with sided's happening.
Well, I'd like to. I haven't really talked to them about it, but listen, it's like Browner yesterday. Browner throws out, is shrimp a meat? Yes. We had this whole conversation yesterday. Is shrimp a meat?
It is.
And I don't know what I don't know what the final, we're only like 24 hours into this question. But I feel like more people felt like shrimp is not a meat than think shrimp is a meat. I don't think shrimp's a meat necessarily. I mean, it is a protein, but I'm not really sure it's a meat.
I read to y'all what meat what. Hold on.
I told you it's not a meat.
On the other hand, let me ask you this. Is crab meat, can you have crab meat?
Most of the time you have crab meat, it's not even real crab.
64% yes.
64% of people unsighted say that shrimp is a meat?
Yep, 9 comments. That did pretty good, man. Yes. Not bad. Yes, it's full of protein. Shout out to the hotel guru. He know what's up.
Most people unsighted are always wrong, so that's right.
That's a cold piece. That's a cold piece, man. We trying to get this on Westwood One, bro. Don't be dumping on the product like that.
Hey, the product's fine. It's the answers.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, if you're watching today on Channel 4 San Diego or Channel 4 Santa Barbara, or you're watching on Channel 118 in Palos Verdes or Orange County, if you're catching up to us on television, just like what Browner's talking about Westwood One, I mean, the same goes here. Alex, if you just pull up the cited site, you'll see there's all kinds of questions, all kinds of discussions happening there, and there's lots to get involved in. So, yeah, Browner, it's a good idea. Like Kevin Harlan says to Kurt Warner, Kurt, what's our cited opinion poll of the evening of Monday Night Football? And then Kurt says, again, will Tom Brady throw for more yards than whoever? Let's take a look at that one, Alex. I put one up yesterday, the one about the Lakers. Let me go back up a little bit right here. So listen, for anybody watching on TV, cited.co is the website, but just download the app on Apple or Google. I wrote this. What do you think? Will the Lakers be fine and win another championship, or will injuries catch up to them and this is not their year? Grande, I see you haven't voted. How will you vote as you get ready for tonight, the Taco Tuesday podcast on silverscreenandroll.com?
As of right now, my opinion hasn't changed. I just don't think they're good enough right now. So right now I vote injuries and lack of chemistry will catch up.
And what is the voting right now?
74% of people agree with me.
Oh, wow. All right, there you go.
But you never know. You never know.
We were back. We were in this middle of this conversation before the break. And so for those of you, like I said, that were just getting to us, give me 1 second to reset. In fact, Browner, why don't you reset what you brought to the table here for the hit list that's prompted this whole conversation?
This morning, I could not believe Pro Football Focus's top 32 ranked quarterbacks. They had Justin Herbert ranked at 15th, and my mispronunciation of Dak Prescott being 7, I said he was 5. That's still too high. That's literally still too high. I love Pro Football Focus. Obviously, they've been highly integrated into the Sunday Night Football game. So it is a reputable thing. They use all statistics. It's not feelings based. Then the metrics in which they measure the statistics, and according to the person who wrote this article, projected future performance. You still put Dak Prescott number 7 ahead of Lamar Jackson. Now, if you want to go projected performance, okay, but ahead of Lamar Jackson is Dak Prescott. The guy's got an MVP already. He's got a Rookie of the Year. He won a playoff game. Dak done that yet? I'm just so confused. I'm confused, man.
Alex, I wonder if you could take this Pro Football Focus list and put it up on the screen for everybody to see, because what's really bizarre about this list, for those of you, like I said, that are just getting here, you got to understand, they got guys like Zach Wilson. Anybody know who that is?
Who he play for?
Yeah, Zach Wilson. They've got Justin Fields.
That's a good he in good position though.
They got Trevor Lawrence. These are 3 guys that were just drafted in the NFL who they've never even played a game. So they're projecting. And when you hear that they're ahead of guys like Jared Goff, hey, Jared Goff's been to a Super Bowl.
I think the interesting thing about Justin Fields too is that if you're projecting him at 25, they're also projecting him to be the day 1 starter. That's not some person who's coming in during the 4th game.
Right, because they also didn't list like Trey Lance,
right?
The kid that the 49ers drafted number 3, was it 2 or 3 overall? I think 3. This list, look, Dak Prescott coming off of an injury of that magnitude, to have him as number 7 in the NFL, I don't know, man. This list, I know why you were pissed about Herbert being 15, but I'd be more pissed if I were like Lamar Jackson. How can I be behind Dak Prescott?
If I'm Lamar Jackson, I'm mad I'm behind Josh Allen. I had just as productive season as he did last year. He made the playoffs. I made the playoffs. I won a game.
Lamar Jackson, I'm mad at Russell Wilson. He should be ahead of Russell Wilson. Lamar Jackson got to the playoffs, former MVP. He should be ranked right behind Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. In my opinion, Lamar Jackson's a top 5 quarterback.
I agree with that.
Go back to the top of that list for one quick second, just so that everybody who's watching can see it. And for those of you that are listening, we'll go through it one more time. Alex, just read us through the top 10.
Top 10. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, Tom Brady. Number 3.
Anybody have a problem with Tom Brady being number 2?
No, he won the Super Bowl.
He's on a better team, but Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback.
Yeah, well, Patrick Mahomes is the more electric athlete. I don't know that he's the better quarterback.
So, do you think Tom Brady should be number 1?
I listen, seriously, like if you ask me what quarterback would you want to start your team with, I'd always say Tom Brady. Even now.
For a year?
I mean, I know it's crazy, but it's just for the year. Yeah, for the year.
Yeah. Well, whatever. He won the Super Bowl, so who cares about a list? Aaron Rodgers, number 3. Russell Wilson, number 4. Deshaun Watson, number 5. Josh Allen, number 6. Dak Prescott.
Josh Allen, I don't get it, 6. I like him.
That's
I think he's a really good player.
That's high.
But he's so but Dak, I mean, to have Josh Allen ahead of Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
Dak Prescott hasn't won anything.
Right.
Nothing. He's won nothing. But that's having the best offensive line, one of the best. I think Christian McCaffrey's the best running back in the league. But having one of the best,
he was there.
Oh, Zeke Elliott?
Yeah, for a while he was like the best.
Yes, I'll agree with. When Dak was struggling, yes, Zeke was number 1. You've got great skill position players, and you've always had a serviceable tight end, and he still couldn't win a playoff game. So, what are we talking about with Dak Prescott?
Records.
Like, what are we talking about?
Number 8, Lamar Jackson. Number 9, Matt Ryan, and number 10, Baker Mayfield.
Matt Ryan in the top 10. I mean, to me, Matt Ryan, Matthew Stafford, these are the same guys, and the only difference is that Matt Ryan at one time actually took a team to a Super Bowl. And since then, the team has gone from, we made it to the Super Bowl, we lost it in the second half of the game in one of the biggest dramatic comebacks of all time by the Patriots, and it's been all downhill for Atlanta. So to me, I don't look at Matt Ryan as a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. And just the same way I look at Matthew Stafford, he's a stat machine. Mm-hmm. He's never won anything. If you would have told me that the Rams got Matt Ryan versus Matt Stafford, I'd have the same opinion. Oh, they got a guy who was good at one time and he was a little bit younger and he's put up a bunch of stats and he hasn't won anything since. The only difference would be I'd say Matt Ryan at least has been to a Super Bowl. I don't have that feeling about Matt Stafford. I mean, I'm just saying that these guys who are the older now 30-something traditional drop back quarterbacks, and granted, Stafford can move a little bit. I don't know, man. I'm not buying those guys in 9, 10, 11. I don't buy that.
I think the part that is difficult to comprehend is the projection aspect of the list. When you're projecting Matt Ryan to be a top 9 quarterback in the NFL, it's like, what is the difference of him just throwing for 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, which he does every year? It's a Phillip Rivers year. Would you ever rank Phillip Rivers in the top 10? I don't think so. Phillip Rivers did that his entire career. It was 4,200.
Didn't he do that last year?
Kirk Cousins does that every single year. Kirk Cousins throw for 4,200 yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. No matter what you say about Kirk Cousins, the stats are exactly the same every single year. Why is Matt Ryan a top 10 quarterback? He's been on a losing team for the past 3 seasons.
Yeah,
the projection part is the weird one, because if you're going to tell me that right now Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill combo is better than Jared Goff, like, okay,
no.
I mean, all right.
I'll tell you the only thing that might have been accurate, in the whole list may have been Carson Wentz at 23, and even that might have been a little high for Carson Wentz. I know there are some a wise man. Let me rephrase it. An unwise man once said that Carson Wentz was a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I don't know who would say such a thing.
Listen, man, this is the return of the Jedi season. Y'all gonna be so bad. Them haters gonna be out. Them haters gonna be hiding from me come week 5 when I'm out here talking about my homeboy. He's not my quarterback. I got a quarterback now. Okay, Justin Fields. But listen, in Indiana, they the neighbor. So when Carson Wentz come out gunslanging, doing that thing, back in the MVP conversation, then we'll talk.
All right.
How y'all fun right now?
The really the biggest one is that Ryan Fitzpatrick is 19th. I mean,
that makes no sense to me.
Come on. I mean, listen, he comes in and he's a flash and he'll win you a game or two, but 19th best quarterback in the league. I mean,
he's serviceable, man. I'm telling you, I'd take Ryan Fitzpatrick.
if I need a backup,
Tell you what, that Ryan Fitzpatrick, knock on wood if you're with me, man. I'll tell you that right now.
I'll tell you what.
Mm.
There ain't nobody I'd rather have as my backup quarterback than Ryan Fitzpatrick. But
Mm.
if you're gonna
True.
tell me he's gonna be my starter,
You in
then
trouble.
he's not the 19th best starter. He's the number 1 best backup. Tell you that much.
And puts him at 33, I guess.
Yep.
Behind Zach Jones and
Drew
Trevor
Lock.
Lawrence, and Drew Lock. Yeah.
Zach Jones. It's Zach Wilson.
Oh
whatever
my
his name is.
God.
Whatever that guy's name is.
Who
All
he
right, hey,
play
listen, stand by, everybody. Stay with me here for 1 second because I want to transition over to what happened on Monday night around Major League Baseball, and in particular, the NL West, because it was an exciting night last night for both Padre fans and for Dodger fans, and for this ongoing race that we're following every day. Okay, don't tell me it's May and it's early. I'm following this thing every day. Stand by for 1 second, because before I get there, I just want to remind everybody all throughout Southern California, 1090 listeners, Channel 4, Your View, Cox viewers, and YouTubers and audio podcasters. I want to remind everybody that's listening, Corky's Pest Control. Corky controls pests. So if you got a problem with rats or spiders, or you got a problem with mice or termites, or if you got a problem with gophers, all the way down to any other sort of nuisance pest, there's one guy to call. One guy who knows Southern California and the pest control situation. And by the way, I'm not exaggerating when I say all the other pest control people, when they train their people, the guy who wrote the textbook, I don't mean like figuratively, I mean legitimately, literally. The guy who wrote the textbook that teaches all the other people, that's Corky from Corky's Pest Control. So you got pest problems, you got the guy. Call him. Call 1-800-901-1102.
Corky's.
I'm going out tomorrow night to Ramona. I'm going to go watch the Lakers Warriors game with Cork.
Nice.
Ooh,
Send my best.
How much you the Bucks Cork got on the game?
That's a good question. I'll have to ask him. I will send your best, Grande.
Yeah.
Mucho
Haven't
gusto.
seen Cork since we had lunch at Miguel's in years now.
Yeah, that's got to be. What do you think? Do you think that's 2 years ago?
2 years ago? Yeah.
I know. Right. Well, because I think we were still going to Callaway to do the show.
That's why we did it up there. Yeah.
Yeah. And, by the way, the guys from Callaway Golf, Jason Finley and crew, sending a shout out to Jay Finn, Jeff Newbarth, and the team up at Callaway Golf. They've asked us to come do a retro show from the Callaway Studios in Carlsbad. And I don't know, Alex, we got to find like a good date, like, a year or oh no, you know what they suggested? They suggested before the US Open. So like June, like 18, 17, like Thursday, Friday of the US Open at Torrey Pines. They're like, why don't you guys come up here and do a retro show for the US Open? And that's when golf will be interesting and local and relevant. I was like, that sounds like a great idea. What do you guys think?
Sounds awesome.
Retro like what? Retro like back in the day? Or
Like
retro
us
like when we
being
were there? Oh, yeah, I'm down with that. Hey man, tell Jay Finn I need some clubs, homie. I'm trying to see what this link's about. That's what they call
really?
them, right?
We don't
The
make
links.
clubs for 6'7" people.
That's highest, bro.
That is highest.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. All right. So listen, let me turn my attentions here for a minute, everybody.
If Shaq played golf, they make clubs for tall people.
Yeah, no, that's right. And Barkley plays, and he's only 6'4", but
Barkley's
still.
See how good they look.
Come on.
Yeah. Okay, listen. Hey, let me talk about the Padres here for a second. So again, I know that the schedule has helped the situation, but the fact of the matter is, the Padres have lost superstars from their team, starting with Tatis, going to Hosmer, Myers. Those are three of what you would call your big four, and then throw Profar in, who's really, he's for all intent and
utility
purposes, right? And really statistically has been a starting left fielder. Yeah. So you've lost 4 of 8 starters. You lost half your team. And the Padres, again, schedule has lightened up, but they have not held on. Like when Anthony Davis and LeBron were out, the Lakers were just barely hanging on to 500, or 400 winning percentage. They were just trying to hang on, wait for those guys to get back and get healthy. The Padres, who many of us would understand, hey, I got it. You're losing games, full strength Colorado, half strength San Diego. I get it. But you got to give it up to the Padres. they continue to win with all these guys out.
And what did Manny Machado say when this first happened? And what did Jay Stingler say? We need guys to step up. Guys that are not expected to be leaders or whatever. We need guys to step up. Who stepped up? Manny stepped up. Darvish has been lights out. Trent Grisham's on an 8-game hit streak right now. Guys have been stepping up. Guys that you need to really, really perform when you were missing guys like Tatis and you're missing guys like Myers and Hosmer. Hosmer, by the way, is supposed to be back on Wednesday.
Let the guy who drives or thinks he drives the bandwagon now. Put Browner on camera here for a second. Browner, give us because we're going to hit this break and then we'll come back and we'll get back to this. And I want to get to the Dodgers. Give us your analysis of what we're talking about. Go ahead, Browner.
You're such a jerk.
Keep going. I'm listening. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm listening.
Such a jerk, dude.
Let's give Manny Machado some credit.
I kept talking because I saw Browner trying to talk.
Let's give Manny Machado some respect and credit, man. He's led this ball club in a time of need. Shout out to him.
All right, hold that thought, Browner. It's not just what the Padres did last night. And yes, I was a jerk. I could see that Browner's mic was muted, and I thought it would be funny to see him on screen, which everybody got a good laugh out of, as I did as well. Let's get back to what the Padres did last night, the Machado controversy, and Albert Pujols' immediate contribution for the Dodgers. Next.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Hey, Dave Smith here. Make sure you listen to my show on the Mightier 1090, 6 to 10 p.m. Saturday and Sunday night. The only local sports talk in all of Southern California on the weekends, right here on the Mightier 1090.
The all-new and mightier 1090. Hit it out of the park all month long at BMW San Diego. A new 2021 BMW 430 iQOO waiting for you today when you lease for only $479 per month plus tax. BMW San Diego, Kearney Mesa Road in the 163 and BMWSanDiego.com.
Great things can be achieved when a community comes together. Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community. Watch Doing More Sunday night at 6 on YourView or stream it online at yourview.com. Doing More is brought to you in part by the San Diego Food Bank.
Don't worry, Gracie. The curtain only goes up when everyone has a part to play. Whoa, okay, I gotcha. Uh-oh, whoa, watch out for those audio cables.
I'm gonna be sick.
To the left! I am not going out there without Gracie.
Neither am I. A little help?
No pressure.
Hit it out of the park all month long at BMW San Diego. A new 2021 BMW 430 iQOO waiting for you today when you lease for only $479 per month plus tax. BMW San Diego, Kearney Mesa Road in the 163 and BMWSanDiego.com.
Time now for Kaplan and Crew tonight's Community Connect.
Shelter to Soldiers selects dogs from shelters and rescue groups all throughout California. Our ideal candidate at Shelter to Soldier is 8 months to a year and a half old. They're confident in different environments. They have strong social drive. Another motivator like food or toy drive. And ultimately, these are dogs that want to have a job and that have a greater purpose to become a service dog. Currently, about 85% of our dogs pass their service dog training. But if they don't pass, they become a career change. We don't like to use the word failure around here. So career change to an emotional support animal, or if that doesn't work out, then they career change to a pet dog. Still finding a loving placement and purpose in life.
Step up, You know, we're breaking that stereotype of what a homeless person is, this subculture society. We're just brothers, sisters, mom, dad, grandmas, and grandpas, being part of the solution instead of part of the problem.
So, ladies and gentlemen, left-hand side.
We make sure that there's no drug dealing, drug use, encampments around their facilities, or anywhere in our neighborhood. We self-police, and that's all a testament to the folks here that used to be out there.
Watch out for sharp objects, ladies and gentlemen.
Ed's, once again, he's a perfect example of the caliber of the men and women that have been outside on the streets.
Here in San Diego for over 50 years, have worked all my life since 1975. But suddenly I had a stroke and I lost all muscle control. One of the things you never think will happen to you, but it can.
The onus of responsibility need to go to our folks like Ed, people you've seen here that have tremendous skill, and give them the opportunity to shine. It's that peer-to-peer support, talking to the folks out there and bringing folks in here to start the process.
Let's go.
Hey, it's Pharrell here, inviting you to catch my shows on the Mightier 1090. We're on twice every Monday through Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. and 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific. Trust me, all the other sports stations are sleeping with your wife.
The all-new and Mightier 1090.
Adios, love handles.
Adios, couch.
Adios, Quarantine 15.
Say adios to the quarantine bod with Pollo Fit Bowls, made with fire-grilled chicken and organic super greens from El Pollo Loco.
Stanton Optical is an optical retailer that provides eye exams and glasses for every budget. At Stanton Optical, we offer a comprehensive eye exam. That means we don't skip any testing in order to give you the best exam possible. It is very important to have an annual eye exam to check and monitor the overall health of your eyes. The first part is our pre-test, where our patient care specialist will take you through the exam using our state-of-the-art technology and equipment. What separates Stanton Optical from other optical retailers is our extremely competitive pricing and our cutting-edge telehealth technology. A telehealth exam is a comprehensive eye exam that utilizes telecommunication technology to remotely communicate with the optometrist. This allows us to effectively and accurately provide an eye exam without direct contact with the doctor, ensuring maximum safety protocols. To schedule your appointment, just go to stantonoptical.com and choose the location that best suits you. Come on in and we'll see you soon.
We have a term for typical cheese-filled, grease-covered, regret-inducing takeout. That's why dinner from El Pollo Loco is always fire-grilled, freshly prepared, feel-good food. The $20 Familia Dinner from El Pollo Loco.
Kaplan and Crew tonight presents Sports in a Minute.
San Diego State won the 2021 Mountain West Outdoor Championships this past weekend. The Aztecs won 7 events and recorded 5 marks that sit in the top 5 all-time in program history. Jada Moore won the 100-meter and 200-meter dashes and was a key part of the 4x100-meter relay win. Moore PR'd in the 200 and finished with a time of 23.11 for the 4th best time in school history. In the 4x100 run by Moore, Ty McDonald, Danae Dyer, and Aisha Watt, the group finished with a season best time of 44.15, the 5th fastest time in school history. SDSU has now won 3 of the last 4 conference outdoor championships. I'm Haley Stasiak. That's your sports in a minute. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
I've been a part of this community for a long time, and giving back is what we do. That's why I'm so excited to tell you about the San Diego Giving Back Raffle, a benefit for Ronald McDonald House Charities of San Diego. Grand prize is this $4 million luxury home, or you could win a car, vacation, or cash. Everyone is guaranteed to win a prize. And you'll feel good knowing your raffle purchase goes to help families like the Lechugas. The first early bird deadline is May 14th.
From fitness to medical technology, explore how people are leading healthier lives on Your Health. Join Erica Cardenas as she introduces you to health experts and discover how our daily choices affect our well-being. Plus, learn simple tips for healthier living. Your Health, Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on YourView and YourView.com. Brought to you by La Mesa Rehab, improving the lives of those afflicted by chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Learn more at LaMesaRehab.com.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
All right, great friends. We welcome you back inside the 7 Mile Casino studios of Kaplan and Crew, along with Grande and the Brown Man. If you are just getting with us on radio, on TV, on YouTube, I guess on podcast, you probably didn't just like pick it up, although you may have like paused it and came back to it. I've been doing that a lot lately, by the way. Movies. Like, I don't feel like I need to sit and watch a 2-hour movie. It's like 30 minutes pause. I'll be back. 30 minutes pause. It's like watching a series now, rather than watching the entire movie. It doesn't have to be start to finish anymore.
I wonder how that's going to change. And this is a very random thought, but I wonder how that's going to change filmmakers' way of making movies, because people are consuming movies at home where they're not immersed in a dark theater where they can't be on their phones.
Mm-hmm.
When I watch a movie now, like a real movie, like I watched Tenet at home, that Christopher Nolan movie.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of was on my phone. Like, I wonder if that's going to change the way filmmakers.
No. What are you doing? What do you see? You probably didn't even get to enjoy Tenet because you watched it on your phone. I
didn't
cannot
watch it on
wait.
my phone.
Me personally, you watched it on the screen, but you were on your phone because you were home. You wouldn't have done it in the theater.
If I got a text, I checked.
I cannot wait to go back to the theater. It is one of the things that I enjoy. I'm talking to see a good movie, not just something because it's open. I can't wait to see Black Widow. I'm going to see Spiral at some point with Chris Rock. I can't wait to get back into the theater because that's one of the things that I 100% enjoy and I 100% miss. I don't miss a lot of stuff. I truly miss going to the movie theater.
I miss that popcorn.
That popcorn is so good. I never really went to the movies that much. You guys
we know.
me.
We know.
Yeah.
Me and Browner, though, we've always said, I think both of us, I love going to the movies. Love it.
Yes.
I will prefer to always go to a movie instead of watching it at home.
Yeah.
The convenience is nice, but I love the movie.
Yeah, I used to go all the time. Like I literally, true story, way back in the day. And I say way back, I'm talking like, 15, 20 years ago, but, and that sounds like a long time, and it is. But I used to go to the movies all the time because I would try and say, look, there's a movie that's coming out. I think America's going to talk about this movie. So I want to watch it, go see it, and then be able to talk about it on the air. So I would always make like a day, especially when we were doing morning radio, and we were on the air from like 5 to 9 or 6 to 10. And I would spend an afternoon going to the movie theater and seeing movies that I could then talk about. But I don't know what happened. I think kids happened along the way.
Girlfriends, 10 jobs.
Yeah, divorces.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway. I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see Black Widow. At some point this week, I'm going to see Spiral. I love going to the movies, man. I really do.
What's
love
Spiral?
Going to movies. It's so Chris Rock is starring in Spiral, which is basically a spinoff of Saw. You see this? Remember the Saw movies?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Can't even do it.
Okay, all right. I know. There's just
won't watch Black Widow either.
Why won't I watch Black Widow?
No, I won't.
Oh,
why?
She's dead.
Tony Stark's in it.
Why do I want to go back? I already saw what happened.
Is she dead? Is she though?
She's dead.
So this movie takes place
Spoiler
in between. Now this is like this is easy to look up. Okay, this movie takes place in between Endgame and I think it's Infinity War.
Right. But I already watched Infinity War.
But she's not so she's not dead.
She's not dead yet, but I know what happened. So I don't like this is the one movie that Marvel's making that's like, y'all messed up. You should have put it in the last area. Why are you putting it now?
They should have had that movie instead of Captain Marvel.
Anyways,
it amazes me how many people are into these Marvel movies and then get so into them that they're this deep into the conversation, and I have no idea what's going on.
Well, it amazes me that there's still people out there that just haven't watched them.
Whoa,
right.
Oh, dude, no, you okay? Just so you know, all wrong. Just so
you know. You told me that you were on Captain America: The First Soldier. Have you watched more?
No, I haven't.
Right.
And the thing is I keep asking people because I want to make sure. I just want to make sure I understand how big these Marvel movies are, and I understand they're massive and they're gigantic and they make a ton of money and lots of people have seen them. But I keep asking people that I know, like, hey, you know all these Marvel movies? They're like, nope. I'm like, have you seen any of these? Nope. I mean, just
who are you?
Dude, this
Come
is
on,
what I'm trying to...
you've seen Scott's Friends, man.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying is that there's a whole different demographic out
Right.
there that's like, yeah, I got kids and I'm not going to see Marvel movies.
Yeah, if you go to Go to a Marvel premiere, and it's not the Del Mar demographic. It's just not.
It's young people. It's
Right.
younger kids, and that's why look. It's not like my friends are going, "Hey, you know what I really want to do this summer? I want to get dressed up in my Superman costume and go to Comic-Con. Okay, I'm going to stuff a sock in my drawers, but I want to go to Comic-Con."
They
I don't
moved
have.
Comic-Con to November.
I don't
think
know.
I saw
Did
that. Yeah.
they?
I think it's happening in November.
I hope the city loses Comic-Con.
You hope the city loses Comic-Con.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I think there's a lot of Charger fans or former Charger fans that probably agree with you. They're like, you know what? When Comic-Con leaves, then the Chargers will have left. No NFL stadium will have been built. No expansion of the convention center will have happened, and ultimately Comic-Con outgrew San Diego, and that's what you get, politicians
They're
and
not leaving.
hoteliers. Yeah.
You guys are haters.
Anyway,
Why would
listen,
you want
let me-
bad things for your city?
Because the city has a beautiful future, okay, and the convention center is not on the list.
Well, they got the Comic-Con museum. They're staying forever. We
Okay.
got rid of our Hall of Fame for them.
Right. There is no more
Sports
sports
don't
Hall
matter.
of Fame in San Diego. The Sports Hall of Fame got stuffed into a closet at Petco Park.
Yeah.
Sounds like Alex is getting dressed up and going to Comic-Con in November. Who are you dressing up as?
I don't know yet. I'll figure it out.
All right, hold on. Let me do this. Let me get us back to where we were, because we hit the break and we were in the middle of this Padres conversation. Here's what happened. So last night, let's just go through this, Alex, and we'll backtrack. Last night, Padres beat the Rockies. Yu Darvish, another outstanding performance. And look, they're playing against the worst team in the NL West, but still, you got 4 starters down. Your starting pitching is back to the top of the rotation. That's the kind of performance you're supposed to have last night, Yu Darvish. Okay. So that's kind of a headline from the Padres standpoint. If you're keeping track of what's going on around the Padres, like I know I am, you look up north to see what happened with the Dodgers last night. Now, the Dodgers, after introducing Albert Pujols, they actually played Albert Pujols at first base, because where else are they going to play him? Shortstop for Corey Seager?
Third.
Well, maybe. That's at least some of the talk. But they put Pujols at first. They moved Muncy from first to second. And Pujols comes up and has a monster RBI, which, just by the way, when you're paying a guy $400,000 for the year now, like last night's RBI driving Mookie Betts home and winning this game, you're almost paid for yourself at this point.
That's
Albert
a
Pujols.
solid 25 grand RBI right there.
Yeah, I mean, you're this is gravy now for the Dodgers. So again, headlines: Yu Darvish, 10 strikeouts. Padres continue to win. Dodgers sign, introduce, and play Albert Pujols, and he comes up clutch with a huge RBI.
No love for Ohtani?
And let me, as far as Ohtani, I'm glad you mentioned that. Let me tell you something about Ohtani. When you have an ERA of 2.5, and I'm getting real baseball statty here, but by the same token, you have a very respectable RBI, a very respectable ERA, but you're leading the league in home runs. You're the league leader in home runs. More
That's
than
insane, dude.
It's crazy.
Insane.
I mean, think about all the stars in baseball, and Ohtani leads baseball with 13 home runs and has a 2.10 ERA. Can we just all agree on something? And if we can't, we'll have the debate.
can't.
But I'm telling you right now, that is the best player, all around baseball player on the planet. And probably the second best guy is Trout, but Trout can't
got
do
hurt
what
last
Ohtani.
night.
But he can't do what Ohtani does.
Look, dude, if Ohtani would have chosen the Yankees, he'd be the biggest baseball star on the planet. He'd be on every commercial, but it's his fault because he chose to play for the Angels. And this is what you get when you play for the Angels. You're in no man's land, okay? You were in between the best place in America in San Diego, California, and the most beautiful place in the world, and that's Los Angeles, California.
Beautiful.
Sorry, bro.
You been there?
A lot of beautiful women. A lot of beautiful people in Los Angeles. It sucks. It's dirty, but the people, the faces, the energy of Los Angeles is beautiful. It's fantastic.
But you know what's amazing is that if Ohtani would have chosen the Padres, even though the Padres have become like a Sunday night baseball kind of team, he's kind of in the same boat.
Yes.
But the fact of the matter is that you have Tatis, who has become a star. When you've got a BMW commercial and you've got, I don't know, is it a commercial for a headphone company or Gatorade? Or whatever?
Gatorade,
He's got
MLB The
Adidas,
Show,
Gatorade, the show,
Adidas.
everything.
Yeah, but he's got this swag and he speaks English, and Ohtani is like this. He's this anomaly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're right. If he plays for the Yankees, if he plays for the Dodgers, if he plays for the Cubs, maybe the Red Sox, then maybe he becomes this superstar. But
No.
playing for the Angels is like playing for the Clippers.
I got to tell
It's
you
like
guys
playing
that
for the Chargers.
I disagree with both of you because I don't think
Tell
there
me.
are stars in baseball. You can play for the Yankees and you can play for the Red Sox, you can play for the Dodgers, and you're not a superstar. You are a baseball star, but you're not a superstar. I don't think Fernando Tatis is a superstar. I think Fernando Tatis is a baseball star. I think baseball fans love him. I don't think if I put Tatis's picture in front of a random person, who's this? They ain't gonna know. People don't know who Mike Trout is. People don't know who Aaron Judge is. Baseball fans do. Sports fans as a whole, no. There are no superstars in baseball. None.
So when did you think this started? Because King Griffey Jr. was a superstar. He was
God.
everywhere. He was on everything.
Mm.
Cal
I don't know
Ripken
when
was
it
a
stopped.
superstar.
I don't know when it stopped, but I'll tell you they don't exist now. I in my opinion, there is not a baseball superstar. The way there is a Tom Brady, a Patrick Mahomes, a LeBron James, that does not exist in baseball.
Okay, I'll buy that part of it. I will
Yeah.
buy that. I will buy the fact that whoever is the biggest star in baseball doesn't really compare in terms of recognizability. Or let me rephrase it. Whoever is the best player in baseball doesn't compare in recognizability to the best player in the NFL or the NBA. Because if you put LeBron James here and Tom Brady here and Mike Trout here, people wouldn't know who Mike Trout is.
Put Aaron Judge there. Put someone on the Yankees there. Put Cody Bellinger. Put Mookie Betts there. The guys that have won MVP in LA, in Boston. Put them next to them. And they're still not even nowhere near recognizable as LeBron or Tom Brady.
But it hasn't been that long because Derek Jeter was a superstar. Big Papi was a superstar.
But there was crossover. I don't think David Ortiz is a superstar.
I agree with that. I agree that
Derek Jeter had crossover because he dated celebrities, not because of what baseball did for him.
And
Derek Jeter played in New York,
longevity.
hosted SNL, was 20 years. Derek Jeter had crossover appeal. Now
He had longevity and he had championships and he was the captain of the Yankees and he had all that crossover flair. Agree with all of it and agree that David Ortiz, while a star in Boston and a baseball star and some crossover, but not a monster superstar like Tom Brady was or
think
LeBron James.
when Keenan Thompson played David Ortiz on SNL, that gave him crossover appeal. But even then, I would argue that the majority of people had no idea that who the hell Keenan Thompson was playing.
Right. Like when he's playing Big Papi, they're like, what is this Big Papi character? This is supposed to be like a funny
They probably
guy.
thought it was a fictional character.
Yeah.
To me, you are crossover appeal when you can be in a commercial and you don't have to wear your uniform or you don't have to wear whatever it is, sport you play or team you play for. And so, I mean, I would agree with you to a certain
for a lot of that stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, because I think that's the root of the problem. There's no reason why Mike Trout shouldn't be as big of a name as I don't know, LeBron James.
You have to have a willing participant as well.
I don't think Trout's into it. Trout's not into it at all.
I agree.
And, but this all got back
But
to
neither is Ohtani.
Well, okay, but so this is where we get back to the beginning of the conversation. The headlines were Padres get a win last night and Yu Darvish strikes out 10. Dodgers get a win last night and Albert Pujols comes up with his first big RBI opportunity and comes through. And Ohtani leads baseball in home runs and is a player that, very frankly, we, generationally speaking, have never seen a player like this in our lifetime. We've never seen somebody who's a really good pitcher, who's also a very competent outfielder and defensive player, but is a premier slugger in baseball. We've never seen the combination of all of this. And I wonder if eventually, maybe, is he the only guy that will ever do this again?
No.
Or will there be guys going forward now? Just to give you an example. Listen, I'll give you an example. If you go watch a high school baseball game and you say the shortstop, he's the best player, probably the best player. He's hitting first in the lineup. He's playing short. Most athletic guy, best defensive player, best hitter, best all-around player. He's hitting first, get him the most at-bats, and he's playing short. But guess what? In the sixth inning, when we need somebody to come in and pitch, shortstop, go from short to pitch, warm up, throw a couple balls, and do your thing. Guys then become specialists when they go to college or they get into minor league baseball. Nobody's a pitcher, outfielder, and hitter. You're either a PO, pitcher only, or you're a player.
But that's I have a problem with that because
But you acknowledge that
Yeah.
that is the fact. I'm asking you, will it change in the future because of Ohtani?
I think he is going to be the new leader in things of players being multifaceted within their sport. Because now certain coaches in high school won't let their best football player play basketball and vice versa. They won't let their best baseball player play football or basketball. And it doesn't make any sense. When I was a kid, which makes me sound as old as you when I talk like this, you played everything. You played everything. Up until your senior year, you played everything. You can't do that anymore because there's too much travel involved and people are spending too much money on these travel teams for you to then kind of just play something else. Like it's kind of sad.
It's not gonna be an ongoing thing because of the way that the baseball system is set up in minor leagues too. You get drafted as this. You don't get the chance to do
Right.
both. Out overseas in Korea, in Japan, or other places, you have that freedom, that luxury. I believe the only guy that I could ever even think of, Rick Ankiel, flamed out as a pitcher.
Yeah. No,
came back
no.
as an outfielder.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And
You got
but
it.
he didn't have the chance to do both at the same time. He had to
Right.
flame out on one, prove that he was good at still hitting enough to come back and then do it.
Actually, he was an amazing story because Rick Ankiel in his rookie year was playing for St. Louis, and he had this one terrible playoff game, as I recall, and he
Yeah.
never was able to mentally get it back. He couldn't throw a strike. And instead of just saying, okay, toss him away, this guy had a very legitimate career as a right fielder and as a hitter.
Yeah.
Hit some monster home runs.
But I like that it's not a common thing. It makes it cool. I really can't even. I heard Babe Ruth was a good pitcher too, but we never seen this in our lifetime.
No, he don't count. He don't count.
We don't expect to see this ever. I don't expect to see anything remotely as successful.
But,
Will we see someone try it? Sure. Will we
Yeah.
see someone lead the league in home runs with a 2 ERA at the same time? Probably not.
I know, but isn't it interesting though? Like Trevor Hoffman, for example, was a shortstop at Arizona, and he was good, but he wasn't great. So he learned to become a closer, learned to pitch really. I have a buddy of mine whose kid is a high school shortstop, and they're talking about this kid being a first round draft choice, but everybody wants him to be the pitcher, and the kid doesn't want to pitch.
Yeah.
He wants to play shortstop. So I just wonder if Ohtani's success might eventually lead to baseball thinking to themselves, you know what? I can get more out of this guy. He can play short and he can pitch. He can play right field and he can pitch. And we can keep his bat in the lineup. Why
Wasn't
take it?
Cronenworth a pitcher in college?
He was a closer in Michigan.
So
Yeah.
there you
So
go.
how
Did you guys see
about-
this home
how-
run, by the way?
Let me see. Which one are we talking about?
Otani's?
Yeah.
Last night.
Oh my
Ohtani last
goodness.
night.
Oh my goodness. Shohei Ohtani. What can't he do?
Effortless swing. He's got this swing that is so effortless. It's
God,
ridiculous.
up high in the zone like that, man.
And
Oh,
still
gosh.
took it deep.
All right, let me just have 1 second here as we're into all this baseball talk, and it's not exactly the way I expected it to go. I like it very much. I want to just mention everybody, our friends at the Total T Clinic, totaltclinic.com. I mention this because, fellas, I just want to say to everybody, it doesn't matter if you're in San Diego, Orange County, or in LA. You can work with the Total T Clinic that is home based in San Diego, but you can work with them anywhere because there's all kinds of labs that you can use in other places. But that's not really what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is get your testosterone levels checked for free at the Total T Clinic. It's super simple. You make an appointment, you go in, you let them do the statistics and the data, and they give it to you. And then you can decide, hey, look, you know what? I have been feeling tired. I haven't been motivated. I haven't been feeling strong. I haven't been feeling virile. Then all of a sudden you find out that your testosterone levels are low as you've gotten a little bit older, and you go, oh, that's my deal. And then you say, I'm ready, Dr. Alexander, to get on a treatment of testosterone, and I'm ready to feel better, feel the way I used to as a young guy. And that can happen for you. Total T Clinic, totaltclinic.com. Make an appointment and get your testosterone levels checked for free at Total T. All right. So, fellas, yesterday we were having this conversation about Manny Machado.
Yeah.
Did you guys, I'm curious, Browner, I know you're not a fan of Jace Tingler. You've called for his firing from the beginning of the season. You've nicknamed him Ting Ting, which has really caught on around social media. Did you see Ting Ting defend Manny Machado yesterday and all this controversy about his slide at second base and whether or not it was a dirty play and everything? Did you see this?
I did, and you will love to hear what I have to say about it coming up.
All right. Do you want to hear it? You want to hear this? Let us
It's
play.
a little bit of a long answer, so we're cutting it close. But
All
yes,
right.
I play real
All right.
quick.
Go ahead.
The first thing I did was I gave him a high five. I thought it was a play, honestly, that won the game. I think I think it shows, a couple things. We got 5 guys out. This guy's playing his butt off on a day game where we've already won the series. You got Jake Cronenworth busting his tail down the line. And you got Manny staying out of the double play. And quite frankly, it's a clean play. It's a play that coming up with the Blue Jays, it was a play, we talked about.
All right. I mean, once he started talking about his own career with the Blue Jays, I was like, forget it. Browner, what do you think? Give me a quick second here before we hit this break.
What took him so long? What was this last year? I'm happy he finally did this. This is what you're supposed to do as a manager. You're supposed to stand up for your players, not pat the other team on the back, you clown. Way to finally get it right. I'm happy he is now backing his players, but now try that with Tatis. Try that with the other guys on the team. You might get somewhere. They might actually start trusting you and start believing in you as a manager. Good job on you.
There you go. Good. There you go. All right,
Extend
listen,
them.
we haven't. I don't know about that yet.
Whoa.
Extend them.
Hey, we'll take a look at the standings and what happened, like I said last night, around the NL West. We'll get back into that stuff and so much more to come, including we haven't even talked about the NBA playoffs, which are getting started. Stick around. We're in the 7 Mile Casino studios of Kaplan and Crew.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Arash Markazi here, inviting you to catch my show, The Arash Markazi Show, on the mightier 1090. We are on every Monday through Friday from noon to 1 p.m. Pacific time. Join me and producer extraordinaire Shohei Ohtani, where we chop up Los Angeles sports and try not to piss too many people off.
The all-new and mightier 1090. Hit it out of the park all month long at BMW San Diego. A new 2021 BMW 430 iQ waiting for you today when you lease for only $479 per month plus tax. BMW San Diego, Kearney Mesa Road in the 163 and BMWSanDiego.com.
Great things can be achieved when a community comes together. Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community. Watch Doing More Sunday night at 6 on YourView or stream it online at yourview.com. Brought to you by Subaru of El Cajon, an extraordinary experience for everyone.
I've been a part of this community for a long time, and giving back is what we do. That's why I'm so excited to tell you about the San Diego Giving Back Raffle, a benefit for Ronald McDonald House Charities of San Diego. Grand prize is this $4 million luxury home, or you could win a car, vacation, or cash. Everyone is guaranteed to win a prize. And you'll feel good knowing your raffle purchase goes to help families like the Lechugas. The first early bird deadline is May 14th.
Hit it out of the park all month long at BMW San Diego. A new 2021 BMW 430 iQ waiting for you today when you lease for only $479 per month plus tax. BMW San Diego, Kearney Mesa Road in the 163 and BMWSanDiego.com.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
UC Irvine baseball jumped a few spots in the national rankings this week to number 20. The Eaters completed a 4-game sweep of UC Riverside last weekend. UCI has now won 7 straight games and sit 4 games ahead of second place UC Santa Barbara in the Big West Conference. On Sunday, junior pitcher Peter Van Loon had quite a day, notching a career-high 10 strikeouts, going 7 innings and allowing just 4 hits. Offensively in the finale, junior infielder Justin Torres went 3 for 5 with a home run, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI. Junior catcher Dylan Tatum went 3 for 4 with a home run, 3 runs scored, and 1 RBI. UC Irvine will take on Cal State Bakersfield in their final road series of the regular season this weekend. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Your View.
Pete Gray here, inviting you to catch my show, Let's Talk Hookup, every Saturday and Sunday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific Time. For over 30 years, we've been the voice of the fishing community for Southern California, and so glad to be back on the big stick.
The all-new and mightier 1090.
Great things can be achieved when a community comes together. Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community. Watch Doing More Sunday night at 6 on Your View or stream it online at yourview.com. Ronald McDonald House Charities of San Diego keeps families close to their hospitalized child. Stop by your local McDonald's today to make a donation or visit redshoedaysd.com.
The Olympic Games, where the world's best athletes will compete on the most prestigious stage. Catch all the action leading up to the Olympic Games on Guide to the Games every Tuesday on Your View. The series examines the qualification process, the history of the games, and the teams and athletes that are expected to shine, plus information about the rules, events, and competitors. Don't miss Guide to the Games, Tuesdays on Your View.
Great things can be achieved when a community comes together. Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community. Watch Doing More Sunday night at 6 on Your View or stream it online at yourview.com. Sponsored by The Barnes Firm, partnering with Shelter to Soldier and saving lives 2 at a time. Visit thebarnesfirm.com/shelter to soldier and help save more lives. Let's take it up a notch with Kaplan and Crew tonight's Premium Boost, powered by the mightier 1090.
When it comes to buying an electric car, there's a couple things to keep in mind. Electric cars, for the most part, they work like a normal gasoline-powered car, but they do feel slightly different. So going for a test drive in an electric car is super important before you make that final decision. But in addition to that, there's a few things to balance. You're going to have to balance price, range, and space. Most electric cars are smaller than, say, the average truck or SUV. So you have to consider those 3 things if you're serious about putting an electric car in your driveway. The first thing you have to do is be realistic about how you use your car. And I would advise this of people, even if they're buying a gasoline-powered car or a hybrid or whatever it is, figure out what your needs are, because there's no point in getting a car of any kind then getting it home and finding out, oh my gosh, my dog won't fit, or my child booster seat is too hard to put in. So if you're serious about a certain kind of a car, whether it's electric or gas powered, bring your stuff to the dealership and say, I need to really get my life into this car, and let's just see if that will work or not. That's one way of doing it. But also be realistic about how much you drive every day. If you drive 100+ miles each way every day, you're gonna need something that can accommodate that. But if not, you know, something maybe smaller or lesser could work for you. We have our list of best electric cars for 2021, and we picked 10 cars that we think are the best of the best. And the criteria we set for that is that the car had to have a plug. So we did not include hybrids other than plug-in hybrids. So there's 2 different kinds of hybrids: gasoline electric hybrids or a plug-in hybrid, which uses electricity part of the time. Our rules were the car has to have a plug, and it has to be available within the next 6 months. So we came up with a list that have some, I think, really great cars, and if the average person were to drive them, I think they would agree.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's Premium Boost is powered by the mightier 1090. Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas. From fitness to medical technology, explore how people are leading healthier lives on Your Health. Join Erica Cardenas as she introduces you to health experts and discover how our daily choices affect our well-being. Plus, learn simple tips for healthier living. Your Health, Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on Your View and yourview.com. Only at Stanton Optical can you get same-day eye exams that test your vision and eye health for under $50. Stop by or call us at 1-800-STANTON. Eye exams are provided by independent eye care doctors.
Don't worry, Gracie. The curtain only goes up when everyone has a part to play.
Whoa,
Okay, I gotcha. Uh-oh, whoa, watch out for those audio cables. I'm gonna be sick. To the left!
I am not going out there without Gracie.
Neither am I.
A little help? No pressure.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio, SoCal Sports Talk.